It was founded by a small group of people who were interested in creating gardening opportunities for an immigrant community. So at the time there were a lot of Laotian and maybe other types of immigrants coming in from Southeast Asia. And they were interested in helping those folks, produce some of their own food, maybe even make a little bit of money off of some of their gardening. And then the group also had sort of a general interest in just helping folks with limited means and limited resources, have a garden of their own. And so I believe there were 3 or 4 different organizations that came together to start the coalition, and this was back in 1983. The gardens themselves are sort of like members of the coalition. So we don't necessarily go out and manage those gardens, or we don't even necessarily start gardens, but we work with groups who are interested in starting gardens. So if you're a neighborhood organization and you want to start a garden, but you're needing some advice or some resources or things like that, you would come to us and we would be able to provide some advice and resources to help you get a garden started. I think the main goal is to help provide garden plots to people who aren't able to have them at their home. And we're especially interested in helping people such as children and youth be involved in gardening, people with limited incomes, and then sort of just generally anybody who has an interest in gardening. If you kind of look at the sort of demographics of any particular garden, you find that it's a real mixture of people. So, you might have, some college students are involved. You might have some folks who live in the neighborhood who are a little bit older and have been there for years. You might have like some new immigrants or refugees involved in the gardens, and so it's a real sort of mix of people. And so we've always kind of felt like, our primary goal is to kind of create an opportunity for all people to have gardens. And what we've seen that does is it tends to attract a lot of different types of folks.